Parramatta. Oh, the team of the year. The Parramatta Eels up against the Manly Sea Eagles. It is the game of the round. There is no question about it. That's not me being biased, but you go Turbo against Gutho. You've got Sivo against Saab. You've got Arthur against Cust. I think two running halves. Moses against Daly. You've got Gamble Gillard and Paulo against Paseka and Tapau. Papali'i, Madison against Olakauatu and Schuster. Brown against Trebojevic for potentially the lock spot in the New South Wales side. That I'm just going to throw that one out there. I think Nathan Brown is New South Wales lock this year, based on form. You can make an argument that if Tommy Turbo is at fullback, you put Jake Trebojevic there. But with Tedesco at fullback, Bradley's not going to be the 13. He has not looked the same like he has for the last couple of years. There is no Cam Murray. He's out. Who's your other form lock? It's Nathan Brown. Unless you put Dale Finucane in there, but Finucane hasn't been playing like a starting 13. So you go an 80-minute lock, Brown. But anyways, we put that aside. Parramatta coming off a win against the Warriors. The Sea Eagles coming off an absolute demolishing last week. They're looking to keep their form going. Mr. Matthew Wright, you already know I'm tipping the Parramatta Eels. Who are you going with?
I think Manly edge this one. I think the Eels. Yeah, I think the Eels have probably hit their wall at this point. You know, you got two form teams. Every time these two meet, it's absolute fireworks. 1916 in that controversial game last year, 22-18. You know, so in the last two, they won a piece. On form, Eels have won the last 5. Sea Eagles lost just one, and that's coming up against the Panthers. I think that this time the Sea Eagles pinch it. I just get the sneaking suspicion it is just a gut feeling. I think with how Trebojevic have been playing, you know, Arthur looked good in the 6 shirt. No doubt he looked good. But again, they were really reliant on their running halves. Moses set up, you know, RCG. It was just him going at the line and finding a gap. Arthur, for his try again, crabbing the line, found a gap. Yes, it is what good halves do. I just think that when it came to structured play, the Eels were maybe just not as good looking when it came to that. So I'd say that the Sea Eagles at the minute are just looking a little bit more structured. We're having Trebojevic back, and I'd say that they're going to take this 1-12. I'd say that you even push it as low as there's no more than a try in this one. I think if you can get the Sea Eagles on a plus anything, you just take that on the handicap.
I don't really like you right now, just so you know. For those that are, look, Manly plus 7.5 is a huge shout. I do not disagree with you there. I do think that Manly probably covers that line. Parramatta are just the informed side. Manly rely too much on Tom Trebojevic. If, it's a big if Parramatta can just remotely shut down Trebojevic, they win. It's as simple as that. There's no if, and, or but about it. The last time, I'm going through the head-to-head, I'm going as far back as 2013. So when Parramatta were dead last. That's the last time that Parramatta lost against Manly at home. The home record is solid. Parramatta, yes, they got beat by Manly at Lottoland last year. Yes, they got beat by Manly at Lottoland in 2019 and in 2018. But over the last 10 years, even when Manly were in premiership years, Parramatta have held the edge. They've won. We're going back from the start of 2014. Manly have won 4 out of, I can't do math here, 4 out of about 16 or 18 games. And every single one since 2014, Manly have won at Lottoland. They're at Parramatta's
Okay.
Fortress. They're at Bankwest. It will be a high-scoring game. It will be the line at the moment, and this is Sportsbet 10:20 on a Tuesday night. Take it for what you will. The line we've already said is 7.5. Total match points, 45.5. I'd probably like to see that at a 42 if I'm going to take the over, to be completely honest. But I'm going Parramatta 1-6. It's going to be close. Trbojevic is going to score. He always finds a way to score against Parramatta. But if they can contain the speed of Saab, if they can somehow limit Trbojevic to just a little, like half of his impact, and he's still one of the top 3 fullbacks in the world, but the half the impact of what he had and has had the last 4 weeks, Parramatta win it. They have a superior forward pack. They have superior centres. Opachit is, for whatever reason, in line for a Queensland berth this year. That's how good he's playing. Mitch Moses is the better halfback over Daly Cherry Evans on club form at the moment. On club form at the moment, Moses is better than Cherry Evans. You have 2 inexperienced 5'8"s. You have 2 inexperienced second rowers when you compare that to Papali'i and Ryan Madison for Manly. I think that they exploit the edge. They exploit Cade Cust for his defensive worries. I think Matto goes over. I think Papali'i goes over. I think Turbo scores. I'm calling it those 3 and Parramatta. We'll say Parramatta 1-12 just for easy math. I'm throwing that one in a multi. I'm throwing that in the same game multi if you can do that with whoever you bet with. Gamble responsibly, obviously. But if you throw those 3 in, let's see if I can do it real quick. Matto, Ryan Madison, Isaiah Papali'i, Tommy Trbojevic, who's paying $2.20, mind you, to score at any time, and Parramatta 1-12. If it will let me. Matthew, do you want to give your anytime try scorers while I throw this into a multi?
Yeah, I'm just going to go with an easy pick. It's going to be Saab for me. It's just anytime you get him loose on the edge, Saab's going to line up against Wonga Blake and Blake Ferguson. All that's going to happen is Blake's going to bite in. Ferguson's going to come with him. Saab gets onto the edge, and there's not a chance you're going to catch Jason Saab. They're talking about bringing back the NRL sprint race, and they want to see Ado Carr versus Saab. That's how fast he is. Because there's big questions as to who is the fastest right now. So, yeah, the Seagulls create the numbers on the edge. Saab goes over. I'm going to say you back the under on that line that you gave there. So I'd say Saab anytime. Seagulls 1-12 or the +7.5 if you're feeling a little bit more cautious about it, and then back the under. I don't see there being a lot of points in this one. The last 2, 19-16, 22-18, neither one of them going over 40 points. So that's where I go with that
one. For those who go Papali'i, Matto, Turbo, Para 1-12, that pays $69. Nice. If you add Saab into it, $121.
Okay, and value. Big value.
Big value.
No. But no, I think that's all our tips for this week then. All the team lists have been ran through to the best of my limited ability. Luke's pretty good at this. I'm terrible. But no, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week to take you through the team list again. We will see you over the weekend as well, as we'll be covering off the Rugby League report as well, covering off news from Serbia, America, the NRL, and Super League. So if you have enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, and join us next time, and we'll see you then.